Hi. So in this question, this given a pedigree chart to us, inheritance of which parental cross can be explained. So we have to determine what will be the genotype of the male and what will be the genotype of the female. Now, one thing that we know for sure is that this is a dominant disease. As this is a dominant disease, it is existing in every generation. Okay, since it is a dominant disease, so we can go on that the parent, and since we can see that from the father, it is passing to both to the sons and to the daughter. Okay, so this is not showing any crisscross inheritance. Okay, so it is basically a autosomal disease. It is basically a autosomal disease. So here we got to know that it is dominant and it is autosomal. Okay. Now, one thing is that if it was a homozygous disease, then every kid must have got it. But here, this is a heterozygous disease. Okay. It is a heterozygous disease. Again, if the female was carrier over here, then from the female, this must have carried on to the other sons also. So let's do here. So this looks like that this is going to be homozygous recessive one. Let's carry out, you know, Punnett square test to see how the progenies look like. Okay. So capital A, small a, small a, capital A, small a, small a, small a. That means what? Two, two of the children are having the disease and two are not having. See here, two are not having the disease and two are basically sick and they have the disease. So that proves that the female that we have over here is small a. Okay, but it is this one comes from the assumption that we got to know to study the pedigree that this is a dominant disease, it is autosomal disease, so we got to know this. And we also saw that much of the children are not getting affected, that means the mother is not carrying the disease. Okay, if more children would have been affected, then we would have gone for other options like this. Okay, so having a look at other options, option number one, both are capital A and the female is capital A and small a. Well, that is not possible given the number of children that are sick. Okay, then if the disease was completely homozygous, completely recessive, then this disease wouldn't have spread here and the person would not have been sick from the disease. Option number three says they are heterozygous. Both of them are heterozygous. If both of them were heterozygous, then more of the children would have the disease. If you want to do this, you can, try out the pedigree Punnett square of this one and do it. So capital A, capital A, capital A, small a, capital A, small a, small a, small a. So if this was the case, then three children would have been affected. If this was the case, then three children would have been affected. If this is the case, then none would be affected. Okay, and even if you want to calculate about this one, then here also in this case, you'll see that this is affected, this is affected, this is affected, and this is affected. Here, all would have been affected. But here we can see that two are affected and two are normal. So that brings us to our fourth option, which says that two will be affected and two will be normal. So our fourth option is the correct option for this question.